Hey friends, welcome to my garden. And if this is your first time coming through, thank you for stopping by. My name's Carol, and I've been posting weekly updates of my garden coming back to life. It's Zone 6B, Midwest Ohio, and I am doing it more so to document this journey of me turning my garden space and entertainment magical space into a four-season garden and learning more skills in terms of like preserving, harvesting seeds, propagating, things that I've kind of just passively participated in, but this year I really want to make an effort for it. So that's been my weekly content. But today is a little bit different. Today is May 1st, and just for backstory, I came to gardening in a space where it had been a very long winter. I want to say maybe 2018, and I remember I was blue. You know how you get blue in the wintertime? This was a very different kind of blue. This was a very low, what are we doing here kind of blue. And then I came across this channel of a woman with sunflowers and arched trellises, all of these tomatoes, and so much joy from gardening. And I had tried gardening before in the past, and it was poo. But watching her talk about gardening made it feel so accessible and attainable that it reminded me of how my dad used to garden and how my grandmother used to garden, and I thought, that's it. That's what I need. I need a garden in my backyard. That's what's missing. That's why I'm blue. So I started gardening, not a YouTube channel with the idea of putting videos out. I posted a couple of things here and there, but this was the year that I really went into that. And that being said, after watching Roots and Refuge and kind of becoming obsessed with Jess, I saw her channel the other day, and she put out a challenge for her own self, not to anyone else, or at least that's how I saw it, of posting content every day for a certain number of days. So when I saw that, it hit me in the same way as when I originally saw her post with sunflowers and arches and tomatoes. So I committed myself to sharing my garden journey daily, as well as maybe a little more about myself when it comes to why I garden and why I want this space to have so much magic and why I want it to be so restorative. And May is going to be probably the busiest time where everything starts to bloom. You're putting your garden in there. You're starting seeds for your succession sowing. That's a mouthful. And you are starting to put an eye on fall harvesting and those things, as well as getting your tools and things in line for planning for your abundance. So I am going to do a daily posting every day in May. That is my own personal challenge for me getting beyond my content fears, as well as hoping to streamline how I talk to how I move forward with content and how I understand like my equipment, all those barriers, and I'm just, going full steam ahead. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you this messy greenhouse that needs to be cleaned out so badly, and hopefully we can be able to do it in between the raindrops. But man, look how green it looks right now. So let's go look to the garden. It is a beautiful morning, and one of the main things I need to take care of is all this mess that is in the greenhouse. And I have been threatening to clean up the pollinator garden, and that's what our daily vlog is going to be about today, and we'll just kind of recap it after that. And no, I didn't do a fancy wardrobe change. I didn't have pockets, even though these are my favorite garden pants. They don't have pockets, and without pockets, I don't have any superpowers. So I have this apron. It's not a garden apron, but I think it's a kitchen apron. But I gotta say, I love it as a garden apron because it's got 2 big pockets. I would love to get something in front of it, like a big pocket, like how those I'm sure I could buy one of those kangaroo pockets, but sometimes I'm just like under this delusion of like of being like, well, I can just make it. I don't even sew. Is anybody else like that, where you're just like, I can do that? Anyway, let's go into the greenhouse, see what's going on. Now we are in the greenhouse. Oh, these poor things. Maybe they'll come back to life. I brought them in the greenhouse to try to coax a bee out. It was neither of us were happy about that interaction. But we have a lot of things. I have a stuff over here which gets the highest sun, so I'm putting like my peppers and eggplants on this. I'm not bringing those out just yet, but I've been slowly hardening off of my tomatoes. I've been slowly hardening off my artichokes. Any of my brassicas and greens should have been out, but whatever, you know, this is a place of no judgment. By mere accident, I ended up getting, and I'm going to see if I can move my thing over here, these lovelies, bok choys. They are coming in much better than anything in my garden. So I'm going to bring those out, and I have got a couple of purple basils that are under there. My basils are finally finding themselves, and I've got some flowers that are coming up. So we're gonna just film, clean it up, and before it gets too hot, and start getting things ready. So I don't know why my greenhouse gets so messy, and when I see other people's greenhouses, I'm just like, how are you doing that? And the people who film the insides of their house without 0 Fs, they're literally the most dangerous people on the planet. Like, people who will just film on the inside of their house and walk you through it, like when they wake up. No, that's never happening. You will not see that this week. There will never be a get ready with me to garden. I don't know. There might be that. I don't know. I'm going to go clean up now. So let's go do it. Obviously, I need to make some decisions on some plastic. I mean, I know we're all there, and I know I'm not alone in this adventure, and I know I'm like, that's good plastic. I don't want to put it in the recycling thing, but I definitely need to go through and make some choices. Make some hard choices. Well, they're not hard. I need to be making some honest choices and being like, well, I'm not going to use it. So I got to get rid of it or donate it. Maybe I can find a place to donate it. Let's look at that.
here's what I'm saying. I need to get rid of this. But this is such a nice hard plastic from a good nursery, and it's got so many cells. And I have this Romanesco cauliflower that I've totally forgotten about that needs to get potted up. And in that way, I don't have to take a whole bunch of space, and I can just put it in those cells and let it get stronger. So yeah, I'm gonna keep the plastic. I'm keeping this plastic. All right, we cleaned it up. We've got some things organized. I put my Alyssum in a little bucket there with water so she can be properly hydrated. And this sucker is a grow bag that a very, very good friend gave to me that needs a proper plant in it. So that is what the goal for this grow bag is going to be. Okay, so I cleared out a lot of plants and moved some things around. Yes, I still have lots of plastic things here, but I am, I'm working on it. It's one step at a time. I'm going to be planting this later today, for sure. I had a very cool discovery about some other basil that is looking great that volunteered in. Got my sweet potato here, getting her pots all ready. And have all my pepper plants and my squash, and say happy birthday to the red Curie and to a butternut squash. So now that they're in a little bit of a better sunny position, okay, this is just my stuff, my brain stuff telling me that all these things need to be in the same space. So pay no attention to that. I did pick out some eggplants because you see where my eggplants are, got all these peppers. I'm going to pot them up a little bit better. And I might bring out some of the, is that a bee or a wasp or a hornet? Well, got some hollyhocks here, my purple corn echinacea, some dill that needs to go out. Although I'm having a lot of dill come back in my garden. And I cleaned up my potting station here. So I have my dirt that I make my potting soil, got all the stuff that I need to pot up. I've got some nice trays so I can water. This trash needs to go, it's not trash, but it just needs to go in the places that are designed for it. And I have my newly acquired plastic tray. So let's get out of here and just let that weird bee do its thing. Okay, I think we got it all taken care of. I do want to have something climb up through here. I don't know if I get enough for clematis. I don't know if I get enough sun for that. Probably have marigolds, but not marigolds, morning glories. But I am having a lot of snow peas come up, and I do have those butterfly peas that might be really nice over here. So maybe I'll just sit them out over here and be able to enjoy that right here. You guys, thank you so much for letting me share. You guys take care and just keep blooming.